It's Friday night, and this is the very first episode of Get to Know Ro. All right, it's crazy, right? I'm not the type of person that typically talks about itself in the third person, but I have a very good reason for the title of my show. Please excuse the glare of my projector in my face, but tonight's really special to me. It's a night where it's symbolic of me taking a chance and taking that leap and showing people what I'm really about, right? Um, hasn't been me before. I've been more of the quiet, not outspoken type. I've been kind of more to myself, keeping my ideas and my values to myself. But I feel like it's high time that I share some of those with you. You know what I'm saying? So hold on tight. We're gonna get to know Ro a little bit tonight. All right. So the topic for tonight is inspirations. We're gonna figure out why I was inspired to talk about Get to Ro. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what Get to Know Ro is, and I'm gonna try to do it in enough time to where you don't fall asleep on me. So excuse me, I might just jump up in my chair for a little bit. I might spin around, dance off the ground, but it's all for a good reason. Because if you pay attention, you might learn yourself something a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I've been on a hiatus from Facebook. I've been on a hiatus from Instagram. Kind of just taking a spectator approach to things and trying to see how they go for a while now. A lot of things are going on, like a bunch of craziness that I really won't get in depth into because I see it now. Get to Know Ro is going to turn into a book, and when you read the book, it's going to be some things about me that you really just didn't know that I'm putting out there, and it's going to make you say, dang, I really thought that I knew dude, but there was something I didn't know. Some of it might be good, some of it might be bad, some of you might feel indifferent about what the information is for, but the information is so I don't keep all this built up inside of me, right? So let me get into it. What's my inspiration behind Get to Know Ro? All right, I'm 30 years old. I'm a father. I've been in retail for 15 years of my life. I'm 30. I've been working since I'm 15. And I'm broke, y'all. I'm broke. But I love and I really want to inspire people to better, right? I don't believe that generalizations of people should define who you are. I don't think that should create roadblocks in your success. I really don't think that should create roadblocks in your life. So my purpose, and I might fall flat on my face for the world to see, is for you guys to watch me through my journey because I listen to a lot of motivational speakers, E.T., Gary B, you name it, Tony, and anybody you can name, I've listened to, I've been inspired by. But the question that I have, me as a millennial, is like, aside from E.T., we really don't get the backstory. We get the backstory from Taj and E.T., but, and E.T. really don't present a lot, so he don't show you the cars and this and that, and Taj present this, and you get all these people and they present all this content, and they already there. I'm not there at all, and I think that's what separates me from the other individuals doing it right now, right? Like they got all this content, they sitting in fancy houses. I'm sitting in my little apartment, chilling, laundry basket on the floor. I got a soda water cup right here. Not eating filet mignon. We're gonna talk about suits and all that stuff in presentation. I believe in it, but I'm not wearing one currently. I'm rocking a Ninja Turtle shirt right now. All right, so I just see a lot, right? I see a lot. I stopped watching TV for a year because the content that I saw on television was this depiction of black males as threatening, unsuccessful, undereducated, which in a lot of cases is true. But I'm just here to tell you, I'm not the smartest. I'm not the smartest book on the shelf. I'm not the brightest bulb in the thing. But one thing I will say that education never stops, right? So if you stop, then your education won't stop. But education itself, Like, it's a learning process, and everything that you go through, everything that you're preparing to go through, is something that you can take something good away from, you know. So this what inspires me. I want better, man. I just want better. I want better in 20. I want better in 2016. I want better in 2017, and I want to take some people with me. That's my inspiration. I love to hear you guys' inspiration. So if you guys take the time to leave some comments about what inspires you in the comments, I greatly appreciate that. I've had the fortune of running into some people, doing some things that have kind of inspired me. There's a young man by the name of Mark Nanez. He used to work with me and work with me in some capacity. We didn't work together, but he worked for the same company that I work for. Now he's doing it. He's written a book. I've seen that, you know, what being led can do, right? Right? So when you're led, you got to follow that calling. And this is just me speaking from my heart, following my calling, and letting my voice be heard, because I was tired of being an internet gangster, y'all. You know, I talk about all the stuff that's going on in the world, but I wasn't really working. I didn't know how to affect the change, but ignorance is not an excuse. So thankfully, I started reading and spending my mind. The book that I'm gonna recommend for you guys is The Alchemist. You've heard Will Smith speak about it. You heard Pharrell speak about it. It's a really powerful and impactful book, you know, and it's basically about you following what your personal legend is. What everybody else doing doesn't matter, right? My mission as Ro is to inspire people to better, inspire and will myself to be great, inspire my family to greatness, and showcase something different from what's being seen. Because like I fell in both shoes. I fell in the shoes where I've been the one that's been greatly impressionable, and anybody that told me that I wasn't nothing, I would boo-hoo, cry, and believe it's true. But I'm here to tell you that when you start is not necessarily where you end up. You know, you shouldn't focus on tomorrow and how successful you could be tomorrow. I mean, not saying that that's not a factor, but focus on what your legacy is. And I'm chasing my legacy right now. I want my son, I want my daughters, I want my children, I want your children to be successful. That's what I really care about, honestly and truly. So if you can take a time to look at my journey, I'm gonna be producing more and more content. I just want to hear from you guys. I'm back on the book now. I'm back on Facebook. I'm back on the gram now. You know, I might be back on the Snapchat. Probably gonna have to edit this video, so this video will be on YouTube. Um, I will be revamping I will be revamping my YouTube page. I will be working on my speech. I'm gonna be working on a bunch of different stuff. I want to show people better, right? So we gonna pursue better, right? So this is the very first episode of Get to Know Ro. I'm gonna leave it raw and uncut so you guys can watch and monitor my progress. There have been no edits, no pause, no cuts. I dare y'all to go sit and try to figure something out. This is all off the top of the dome. Like I said, today's topic was a little bit about inspiration. All right, so that was the intro, but I'm gonna get into the meat of the situation. All right, because all of us are inspired to do something, right? Some of us are inspired by money. Some of us are inspired by children. Some of us are inspired by our parents. Some of us are inspired by things that we see and we want, you know. And the thing that I would tell you to do before you follow what your inspiration is to find out who you truly are. I just saw a great video by Gary Vee. I'm gonna post a link to the video on my YouTube page in a comment. I encourage you guys to watch it. I watched all 22 minutes of it. It was that good, right? And once you know what inspires you, or who you are, and why you're inspired by what you're inspired by, then I encourage you to move. All right. So my inspirations, first and foremost, I would be remiss to say that my mom was not my number one influence in life. And I know it's a typical answer, but I'm gonna give you an in-depth reason as to why my mother has been the inspiration of my life. right? I watch this beautiful woman get up every morning and not make an excuse to take care of 3 children, right? And I see this every day, and I'm not a proponent. I'm not one that encourages single motherhood or whatnot. Matter of fact, I didn't come from a single parent home. I had my mom and I have my dad, my stepdad with me like throughout my life. They're still together, but my mom is still my number one influence. Like I learned so much from my dad. Like my dad, my stepdad's like been my biggest teacher, and he's the reason why I'm really polished and really well spoken because he's encouraged me to be great. But like those two together, like the knowledge from him, man, that's just starting to sink in and gain traction in me, and the inspiration of seeing my mother work every day so hard, right? And inspiration can be a mixture of things, right? Because the way that I speak about my mom, you would think that my mom was like millionaire on top of the game, had everything going for herself. That's not the case, but just her work ethic and the way that she got up and the way that she grinded and the way that she smiled through it and managed to provide for 3 children, 3 very well adjusted children. You know what I'm saying? And that's something to be inspired by, because some we seen a mixture of things. We seen some of the good, some of the bad, but at the end of the day, like what I can say about my mom is like my sisters I have 2 sisters. I have an older sister and I have a younger sister. Both of them are really well adjusted, intelligent, um, and just go getters. So I can tell that it's in the DNA. I study DNA too. I study DNA. I study greatness. Greatness is just what greatness inspires me too. I used to sit and watch and look at Wikipedia. Before that, I would read about greatness, and I watched different things about sports and how fathers and sons and generations of people become athletes because they just surrounded by greatness, and I understand the power that greatness has, right? So when you're surrounded by greatness, everybody might not see, if the appreciation for my greatness might not come along in my lifetime. You might see it through my son. It's like Pac said. He said he might not change the world, but he will inspire the mind that does. So, that's it. My mom worked her butt off. And she got up every day. She is just like a great person, right? Like she treats people really well. She's into the Bible. She goes to church every Sunday. I'm not saying that she's not without flaw, but what I am saying is like I've seen my mom like deal with people with drug dependencies. I've seen my mom give to others when we didn't have any. I've seen my mom show integrity. I've seen my mom do all these great things, right? And I just inspired to take all those great things from her and build upon it with what my inspiration is, you know. And I've been inspired more recently by the portrayal of the condition of my community. Me being African American, I feel like I'm not presenting this as a victim role because I may have been a victim, but now I'm a victor, right? So like I see all these things and how it's okay to assume and how it's okay to generalize people, and I really just want you to get to know who I am at my core, right? Yes, I've done some things that people may consider bad. I consider them bad, right? But that was a moment of weakness in action. That's not who I truly am in my core. That's not who I truly want to be, who I aspire to be, right? I ain't go out and murder anyone or anything like that, or do anything that to that magnitude. But I won't judge anyone. Um, but I'm inspired by all people. I respect all people. So if you've been to prison, I got friends and circumstances that I grew up in. Like a lot of the people that I grew up with, unfortunately, and fortunately in some cases they did go to jail. And, I mean, I said fortunate too because some of that forced them to settle down. And then when they came out, man, like some of my boys is businessmen and they doing better than I am. You know, so I don't have no choice but to respect them. You know, so even if you've been down to the very lowest of the ground, if you're making your way up, you know, whatever's moving you, I encourage you to continue to follow that path. It might be hard some days. You might struggle. The lights might be off. Your tummy might be rumbling. But I encourage you to keep moving one foot in front of the other. So I'm just happy to be back, man. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be in a space of my life where I'm actually happy as far as um, relationship wise, vision wise. You just don't understand how difficult it is when you're a creative person and your creativity feels like it's just very limited, or you feel so screwed up inside because you don't know how to say the things that you want to say. So man, I'm so excited. I'm happy, man. I just really want to say that right now. It's Friday night. The old me, I'm 30 now. You know, I'm 30, and there would be times when some of these young girls talk to me, I wouldn't be saying that. But you know, I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of the man that I am today. I thank my mom. I want to give her her roses while she's still here. I know we don't talk on a daily basis. It's just the type of person I am. Sometimes I get mad at my real dad 'cause we go years without talking, you know. And but I see that, you know. I don't. Sometimes I don't. I go days and days and almost weeks without talking to my girls in the house. So like, I'm just that type of person, right? And so like my inspiration. My mom is my inspiration. My dad is my inspiration for the knowledge that he bestowed upon me. My dad is a brilliant man. He's always reading. He always encouraged me to read. He always encouraged me to to do better. Right. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't really listening when I was a youngster. You know, will go in one ear and out the other. You know, I kind of wanted to follow my own path and find out who I was, which nothing is wrong with that. But then I'm glad that even though it seemed to go in one ear and out the other, it kind of just stayed on one side. And when it was ready to be received, it was right there and it was ready for me, right? And inspiration is something that we struggle with, right? Just being honest with you, I grew up in the church, but sometimes just seeing the condition of the world and what the church is supposed to bring and offer to the world and how critical the church can be sometimes, like, and it's a turnout to a lot of people, you know, and it was for me. You know, my heart was hardened a little bit towards that because I was trying to get to know Jesus. I wasn't trying to fall in love with going to this church. I wasn't trying to, you know, I was really trying to figure out you know what God's purpose was for me. And sometimes in all the stuff that's going on in there, it's just a little bit hard to do. And and like I said, sometimes stuff comes in your ear and you need to hear it, but it's just not the moment for you to hear it. But this 18 minutes, I feel like I took up enough of your time, so I'm gonna go ahead and post this on YouTube. And so I don't want to like take. And if you guys feel inspired to click on the video, watch it, leave me a comment about some of your inspirations. I greatly appreciate that. All right.